What's up, Bucko Buddies? I am at Deluxe Fun Dining, downtown Charlotte. My name is Jamel Spalding. I hear that they have a lot going on from the items from their menu, so I'm ready to eat. Let's go.
Good luck.
All right, come through Thursdays with your main man, Tone Hollywood, right here on 100.5 The Vibe. And I'd say this is what I love. I love bringing people from the community on here that I feel like are not just celebrities, but also influencers that people will love to hear from. To go ahead and talk about some of the great things they got going on. And I have somebody right here who I have to say I am a fan of. I'm a fan, and I got a chance. I got put on by something that I'm going to tell him later on what I got put on for. But you follow him on Instagram or social media. He's doing a lot of great things when it comes to reviewing restaurants, reviewing food. Place to eat in the 757. Go look on this man's page. Please give it up for what I have here. Yummo Bucko!
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's eat. Thank you,
brother. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here.
Well,
T-Tone.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Try to make it do what it do.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I was excited
Yes.
about coming on your radio station.
Perfect.
I don't like doing a lot of interviews.
Really?
So
Okay, well, I'm
I be turning a lot of them down. So yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you didn't turn me down, man. I would have cried, man. And I would have sent you a nasty virus, saying to shut down your page.
Well, yeah.
Call Zuckerberg, like, hey, shut that man's page down.
Please don't. I need that page. But
I know,
yeah,
right?
I'm really excited to be here. So thank you.
Well, appreciate it. But let's go ahead and go right on into it, man. How did you come up with your name first and foremost?
Okay, so back when I was younger, my aunt used to play wrestle with us, and she would say, Bucko, you going down, because we used to watch wrestling together.
Okay.
And she would like pin us to the ground and say, you going down, Bucko. And so I didn't know till like a few years ago that Bucko actually is like a moniker for wrestling.
It is.
So when I was in my apartment, I used to live in Virginia Beach. It was maybe about 2006 to 8. I would just remember sitting down like Indian style. I think I was eating some pizza or something.
Right.
I don't remember, but I just remember closing my eyes. That's how bad, like when I would get into like a zone eating, I would close my eyes, or if I'm drinking Coca-Cola or something. And I just remember saying, this food is Yummo Bucko. And so I didn't think saying it then it would turn into me being like a vlogger or whatever.
Right.
But people that knew me early on back then, they were saying that they remember me saying it. So that's how it really came up. And then, that's where we at now.
Boom.
Yummo
I love
Bucko.
the originality, man. See, the talent was there. You were destined to be here. You were destined to be here, man. And I definitely believe that because I see the energy in a lot of videos you put. And I tell you, man, I was showing someone your videos the other day. Actually, I was telling somebody you were coming up on the show, and they already knew who you were.
Really?
And I was like, everything he does in these videos are so authentic. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So you really enjoy what you're doing. So I got to ask, like, do you have any experience in culinary arts, or were you a chef somewhere? Did you cook a lot? I mean, what made you decide to go ahead and be like kind of a food vlogger influencer?
So I always knew when I was younger that I belong in front of the camera.
There we go.
I always used to like taking pictures. Even back in the day, y'all remember those what's the flashes? Like you had like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, like the Polaroid joint?
Well, you would stick it in your camera, like
Right.
but each time the flash go, you had, and my same aunt that would call me Bucko, she would like slick my hair down, would take pictures, and I would just bite on the flashes, and I just always would smile and take pictures. I just knew I should be in front of the camera, but I knew being in front of the camera, you got to have content, and so I just know that food brings people together. And I feel like outside of people drinking and smoking, food bring people together. And you want to know what's on somebody's heart, just sit them down in front of some food and let them talk. Plus, it's one of the things they did in the Bible anyway. They broke bread. And so, food, I like food. To be honest, though, I got to give a shout out to my sister. Okay. She is who put me on to liking a lot of mom and pop restaurants. Okay. And then one of my old friends actually put me on to food trucks. So other than that, I probably would have been sticking to like the fast food restaurants, but no culinary background. I remember when I first started out, I didn't even really know how to describe food. But of course, as I continued eating over these years, I feel like my palate has evolved.
Well, I think that what makes your appeal so great, and a lot of the food influencers that are doing it make it so great because you're like us going to this place. Like, you're not somebody that's got all these accolades from schools and culinary schools or whatever, got all this the experience. It's like, yo, I want someone to keep it real. I want somebody to keep it real. So let me go ahead and tell everybody how I discovered you, bro. Yeah. I discovered you because I was flipping through Instagram. Okay. Your review of the Farm Fresh chicken.
Oh, so you a new Bucko buddy?
I'm a new Bucko.
Okay.
So when I first saw it come through, I the way you edited, I saw the plate, and I was like, because I'm already hungry. Yeah. I'm a big back at heart. So I saw the food on the plate, and I was like, and I saw the Farm Fresh logo. I said, is that here? Is that here?
Yeah.
And so I ended up started following you. I watched that video. You know what I did after I watched it, right? I drove over to Farm Fresh.
You didn't get that mac and cheese, did you?
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Let's go talk to it right now. First, that's how I discovered you.
Okay. I appreciate that.
What is the ham sandwiches going on with mac and cheese in 2025? I can't find good mac and cheese either. I mean, no disrespect, but I
don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you who made good mac and cheese, but if you follow Kimmy's Creation, that's probably some. And then we know some chefs. I would say Chef Lenore, she makes some good mac and cheese. I even like the mac and cheese at MP Island. Well, I'll say this. If food is nasty, you're going to see it on my face. Sure. But what I like to do, which I feel like will make me a little different, is I like to try multiple things, and you kind of will know without me just trashing. Gotcha. Now, I ain't going to name some places, but there's been some places on my live videos where I walked to the dumpster and threw the food away. I had people on the live.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know if it's because of TikTok, social media, or what, but somewhere there's an ingredient missing. There's a step missing.
Well,
there's a step missing with mac and cheese, and a lot of people are missing it, and it's making me mad.
And I always tell people, just because it's cheesy does not mean that it is flavorful.
Yeah. I need that mac and cheese to have that burnt on the top. You know what I'm talking about? That gives me an indication it's going to be good. That don't mean it is, but at least it lets me know I can walk in the door of the mac and cheese world, and it might be all right.
Yeah.
If it's burnt on the top. You know what I'm talking about?
But it's like when you get... But then it seems like when you do get some good mac and cheese, they're giving you like enough for like a baby.
Right? Because they know
that it's good. And it's going to be $19.99 for another side.
Yummo Bucko's in the building. I'm so glad. I definitely wanted to ask you about that. Okay. And I went back and looked at some of your videos, man. And I just, like I said, a lot of people, we love your energy. We love how you have a passion about what you do. Yeah. So how long have you been doing this?
So I've been having my social media pages under the Yummo Bucko name for 8 years. March 6, 2017 is when I started. And I want to give a shout out to my best friend and my business manager who's sitting here, Corey Johnson, because...
Corey!
We be going at it, but if I had to pick somebody that has one of the best interests of heart, I feel like, he's been there. He's actually the one that encouraged me to post, because I had created the pages, but I wasn't like serious with posting.
Okay.
And so I was doing it on my Jamel Spalding page, but when I did the Yummo Bucko, I just didn't feel like nobody was going to watch me eat. People used to say things to me, which I don't think we could say on air. And, just basically saying nobody will watch me eat. But, right now, 346,000 followers and growing on Facebook. I started taking TikTok seriously. But I want to say this, though, since you're here. The fact that you just started watching the Farm Fresh video, you became a follower off the IG page. So had I not been putting content on IG, I may not be sitting here.
Oh, you know what? That is true.
Because I was sticking to my Facebook page.
Okay.
But with all the changes going on, I learned the hard way that you have to know when to pivot and adjust.
That's true. So you weren't always posting on the IG page. You were just posting on Facebook at first?
Mainly, it was like my baby. And then I was so used to doing live videos. But, now as of February 19th, they're getting rid of all live videos after 30 days. Yeah. So now I got millions of videos with millions of views that's going to be taken away. But I'm working on the way I think. And so I'm just saying to myself, instead of looking at it as they're going to remove my content, it's an opportunity to produce new content until that, it ain't been that easy adjusting to that, though.
I can imagine. Did you have to get used to, like, the repeating, putting up the different posts? You had to get used to doing that over and over again? Or did it like, or was it not natural to you already?
I'm going to say probably all of it, getting used to it. You know, when you're doing a live video, you can just hit finish.
That's true.
But I will say the benefit of doing the edits and posting on multiple platforms, you know, it causing you to get more exposure and allow you to sit in chairs and radio stations at 100.5.
Y'all must get comfortable over here.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know when the podcast's going to start, but he's getting kind of comfortable over here, and I love it, man. I love it.
I do. I feel like I'm on the Breakfast Club or something.
Yeah, there we go. You on the after dinner?
Yeah. I like it. I'm feeling this. I like this. Like I'm moving around, but it's not nervous. It's just
right. Well, I told you, one of the reasons why I loved your videos. 'Cause I went back and watched some other videos too, man. I watched some really good reviews. Seen you going to the Carolinas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, do you just happen to be in those areas and you find a spot, or are these places inviting you to come down here?
I would say both. As far as out of town, though, I've been getting some invites on TikTok, but most of them, we'll see somebody's reel or something, and Corey will send me some, and then I'll call him and say I don't know where I want to eat at, because it's like I'll see these. One of the things I will say though, as far as what you're saying, as far as the out of town, you said the Carolina stuff, we have found. Now don't get me. We have found that a lot of places that people deem as very popular, it don't be all that good. Wow. I could name some, but I'm not.
That's why, we don't want nobody, but it's all good. But I think that's why we're so attracted to your videos and stuff, because you keep it real. And also, too, we see these places that are named by certain people or the big places, and we're thinking it's amazing. So somebody like you go there, somebody that we can relate to, and you go in there and don't have the greatest experience, then we kind of feel like we probably won't either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I will say I am thankful that my track record, for the most part, at least because the way how people are very vocal, I haven't had too many people. You get people that's not going to agree with what I consider good, but I would say most people say they try what I want. And the funny thing is, people say, the restaurant owners say when they go to the restaurants, they'll be like, they hold up their phone. Most people say, oh, I want this, and they'll just say, I want what Bucko had.
Yeah. I can definitely see it. I pretty much did that when I went to Farm Fresh. I was like, hey. I want the fried chicken. Yeah, I want the chicken. I want the green beans. Yeah. So do you see? Has anybody come back to you? Because I've had Max Specials on here, and I asked him the same question. I got to ask you. So do some of these managers, did they come back to you and say, hey, more people are coming in asking for the barbecue ribs or something like that after you came in?
Yes, absolutely. I get that a lot. One in particular, I love this man. His Mr. Billy D's Seafood and Chicken. He told me that after I did a video, and he's just one of many. He said after I did a video, he said he's been there for 4 years. He says he's never had a line go out the door.
See?
And I get that a lot. And one of the things I like too, I used to say, well, if I'm not traveling as much as I want to, people won't watch, but people watch me around the world. And what I like about it is, say I go to a mom and pop here, it also inspires people to cook and also to maybe support a mom and pop in their area. So it's like you're still giving somebody exposure, because they might say, oh, that chicken, like we just said at Farm Fresh, somebody else might just go get chicken and support a mom and pop.
Right.
So yeah.
And I love that too. It helps keep the money in the community and stuff like that. Like so you're helping out a small business, and putting them on the map and stuff. I mean, we call it the Yummo Bucko effect. You know what I'm saying? I pitched this to Back Special. I'm gonna pitch it to you too.
Okay.
You should get a cardboard cutout. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, of me.
Get a cardboard cutout, and then have whatever you ate there, and like they say, this is what the Yummo Bucko special was, or this is what Yummo Bucko ate. And I think that would catch on, man.
You mean like a cardboard and just
like
stick it on their wall?
You, bro, like a cardboard of you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like Yummo Bucko was here and he had this sandwich, or he had this meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something like that. And then people would already walk in like, oh.
Oh, so put a picture of me next to what I ate.
Right.
Okay.
Well, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I like that. Going back to what you said, because I know I can.
No, you're fine, man. We both got the same mentality. I love it.
Restaurant, I get it a lot. Like chefs, in fact, like my Bucko Buddies, that's why I call my followers, I don't like to call them fans. We've shut down websites. People have ordered from the chefs that I've done videos for from out of state, willing to pay almost up to $200 for shipping just to eat what I ate. So I was just like, I really got some influence.
You do.
You know.
And when and I know you take, like, just by giving them a name, number one, that makes us all feel like we're all family.
Yeah.
And you know, when you go, like I said, when you go to these places, we feel like that's our cousin, that's our nephew, that's our brother.
That's what they be telling me. That's
our
funny.
homeboy, this going in there.
Yeah.
And you know, we look the same, we talk the same, and having you speak the same language that we're speaking when we go to these places, it's like, yeah, he keeps it real. You know, we know it's genuine, and that's part of the appeal, man. So keep that up, Yummo. Keep it up.
I can keep it up. Yeah.
And get that cardboard cutout.
You gotta show me how to do that one.
Oh,
you know?
I know somebody. I know somebody.
You know somebody. Know
somebody. What separates you from these other food bloggers and stuff like that? What do you think is the one thing that is an appeal for you that's different from everybody else?
So I'm gonna say this lightly, but I'm gonna be serious about it.
Okay.
I can't speak for anybody's walk, but I would say what definitely sets me apart is I'm not afraid to talk about Jesus.
There we go.
And I am not ashamed of the gospel. It is the power of God to be saved. And what I like about how I share it is I'm not sharing him from a Sunday school mindset. I'm actually giving, like, you know how you talk about your friends?
Right.
Like, I just said I want the Lord to be more than a Sunday school lesson. So people, I find that, you know, like the scripture tell you how he uses the foolish things to confound the wise. But I just even look at with the food. People come on my page trying to see what I eat.
Yes, they do, yeah.
But what happened is they, especially when I'm doing a live video and I engage, that's another thing that make me different. I actually engage with my audience. I don't just talk at them. We've had people on my lives, especially at nighttime. I used to go live 10 o'clock nightly, and we would call it, I would call my crew the hashtag 200 crew. But I'm gonna say we because it's not like I'm just this awesome wonder alone. I got other faith-filled Bucko Buddies, and we pray for people that were on the verge of committing suicide. They're still living. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will give me word of knowledge about healings, and people, after they go to the doctor, it's gone. And so, you know, I feel like that's what makes me different. Sometimes I find myself comparing, and, you know, I look at what other people have, even with the way God uses me. And sometimes you just feel like I should have more. I should be at 1 million followers. But I just have to embrace that my journey is my journey. And sometimes I like it and don't like it.
You are using your platform to the utmost. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't do that. And for you to be able to stay spiritual and to help people out.
And still got people watching.
And they'll be like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
He doing another scripture. I'm out.
Yeah. Because it resonates with them. I got people that say they ain't prayed in like 4 or 5 years and they start praying. Or I have people of other religions that will tell me, we really like how you stand up for what you believe.
I love it.
So
I love it.
And I don't believe in pushing it down nobody's throat.
True.
You know.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate everything you do, and that's something that does set you apart. That I loved. I mean, so with that being said, I've gone to a lot of schools to talk to kids and stuff, and there's kids as young as 7 years old saying they want to be influencers. They want to be, whether it's a food blogger, whether they want to review shoes, all that stuff. What's your advice to somebody that's in elementary school or even a grown adult? Because I just saw a video of someone who just quit their job at UPS to become an influencer because she's doing movie reviews. And I can't remember her name, but it took off, and she did a video of her quitting her job because I guess she got enough endorsements or something to do that. So what's your advice on somebody that says they want to do something like this?
So my advice that I tell people is that make sure you find your some people say niche or your niche. The reason why I say that is because with doing content, it's becoming overly saturated. And so recently I said to myself, if your page gets shut down or something happens or you disappear, what's going to make people come looking for you? Right. And so I said, if you're good at hair, then talk about hair. I like to eat and I like to talk. And so I know that that's my thing. I just always say, find your niche, what you're good at. What I found is if you're all over the place, you're probably not going to work. And a question that was asked to me a long time ago, this is what I tell people. Most times it's right, but I won't say it's legal. You know, it's not 100%. Is if money wasn't an issue, what would you do? And so mine instantly, when I was asked that question, actually was at like a multi-level marketing thing. You know, people call them pyramid. I said I would travel the world, meet new people, and eat. And so what I found with those things is my niche or niche would have to be in those things. So if I did photography, you could travel the world, meet new people and eat. You food blog, you could travel the world, meet new people and eat. You preach, you can travel the world, meet new people and eat. So I just tell people, find what you're good at and do that. Because if you just say, I want to, and don't chase being viral.
There we go.
Because
preach on that.
When you chase being viral, and I have done it too with certain stuff. Well, I didn't chase it originally, but once I started going viral, you know, some videos are going to do better than others. But yeah, when you do that, you setting yourself up to be disappointed. Right. But if you stick with what you are good at and know your audience, you know, you'll do well. And that's whether it's 200 faithful people to 500,000 faithful people, you know. I just stick to what you know you're good at.
What was the video that let you know that this is it? Like you made it, or the first video that really went viral? What you remember the first one?
Yes, my first video. So my mama, I don't know if this is now I don't study signs, but there are certain things that they say about signs I have seen to be true. Okay. So my mama is born in May, and you know sometimes those that are born in May that have that sign that start with a T, when they got their mind set on something, they set on it. My mom wanted me so bad to try a seafood boil, and she will not let up. So she and I went to Shake and Crab, and it was just supposed to have been time for us to hang out. And for some reason, I just had my camera. Mind you, I took television communications for 2 years at high school, Votex Center. I really wanted to leave school early, but I felt like, you know, let me find something to leave school early for. So she told me you gotta try this place. They got crab boils, you know, seafood boils. Yep. And so we went there, and I said I would do some video. I edited. I think it took about 2 weeks to edit, and man, I posted it, and it went viral. But it went viral under my Jamel Spalding page. Oh boy, okay. So if it had been under my Yummo Bucko, more people probably would have known me as Yummo Bucko. So that's my first viral video. A lot of people knew me off that. And then the second one that probably the majority of people that might even be listening now is when I was coming from Bible study. I think October in 2019 I might be off a year or whatever. I was eating some chicken gizzards from Chickasee. That video today have over 15 million views. Wow. But they're going to be taking it down soon, so, you know. Well,
you can always download it, you know, if they have to start over again, but you can always download it so you can have it, like, on your hard drive, something, and upload it. But you put 15 million people on Chickasee, man.
Chickasee.
You know that?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's somebody probably in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know, there's like,
yeah, they be taking trips.
Go to Virginia, I got to go to Chickasee.
It's on their list.
Right.
So
be careful what neighborhood you go to.
Yes. Especially when you have
I love Chickasee, though, but I'm just saying, you know, Jefferson Avenue, Newport News, you know,
yeah.
You might, you know, get a little active sometimes. You know what I mean?
You're a little active. Don't say that yet. So, yeah, those were my two big, you know, videos that a lot of people will reference why they start following my page. And
that encouraged you to do more? After that, you said, you know what, I want to do more of these type videos? Or did you say, that's just a one-time thing?
Well, I'll say this. When it was a hobby, it was more fun.
Okay.
I'm getting back to enjoying it more, especially with the edits. When you do the lives, my biggest challenge has definitely been looking at the few naysayers and the things that they say. And I'm sure you know, being on radio, you probably get, you know.
Yeah. Why you play that song, man? Or I remember, I think the craziest listener said something to me one time. She thought I was doing a contest, so she called. I answered the phone, you know, all chipper like I normally am. Mm-hmm. And I said, what can I do for you? I thought this was time for me to call for a contest. Uh-huh. I said, no, not yet. It's coming up later. You suck. Click.
I mean, well, to me, that was a nice one.
I had some other ones. I've had some that I'm on camera. But you know, so how do you deal with that? I mean, we got to be mentally tough. I'm not trying to exclude anyone else from doing that, but I know in this business, and it's definitely being, you know, out in the...
They can be brutal.
It can be brutal. And some people are just out there to troll just to get a rise out of us, right?
To get a rise, and I found that once you give them that...
Yep.
Most times they really like you.
Yeah.
And they'll say, I just wanted you to say, you know... my brother-in-law says it's me going off because like my barber has this thing, you know, sometimes I'll smoke a few boots. And, you know... I just goes in, and sometimes when I go in, I don't know when to stop. Right. But I'm trying to be more like Jesus, and I don't want to mess up future brand deals.
Of course.
You know,
come back.
Yeah, because I've seen people that have gotten great opportunities, and then they go see a tweet from 2014,
Yes.
and it's just crazy. Like,
Even in sports, people that get drafted, they find a tweet, they retweeted a lyric from a song when they were in high school, and it's like, you can't, and that can affect their draft status sometimes.
yeah. So my brother-in-law said when I do that, that's their entertainment, but he said you don't want brand deals to,
Right.
mess that up, and I don't want people to. Even though I still want to keep it real, I still want to be taken a little bit professional,
Of course.
And not just this, he just this blogger, like, it's just,
Well, you're not just a blogger, whatever, because you got a chance to hold down with Tabitha Brown.
Oh, you saw that?
Of course, come on, I do my research, man.
Like that?
When I interview you, man, I make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
man. I'm like, yes. So, Yummo Bucko, where are you from? Oh my gosh, but seriously, I saw you got a chance to. What event was that, by the way?
So she had just did a book. I think it's either called "I Did a New Thing" or "So I Did a New Thing,"
Okay.
and she asked me, her team. Tabitha Brown inboxed me.
Come on,
how
man,
many
that
people? I was like, then she left a voice note. How many people you could say they've worked with Tabitha Brown or Kimmy's Creations?
Come on.
They both got millions of followers, but
Right.
she inboxed me. Her team reached out. I even wanted to verify to make sure that her page was real.
Of
You know,
course.
with that blue check mark.
Right.
But yeah, so I was her moderator when she was in Richmond, and thank God when I was there were people that also loved me.
There we go.
Because it would have been embarrassing. My sister funny. She keeps it real. See, I'm just her brother. She don't look at me like. She said
course.
it would have been embarrassing if you had got up there and said, hey, how many Bucko Buddies, do I got out there? And then nobody respond. But there were people that was out there, even when we was driving to go park. I rolled my window down. They, hey, Yummo Bucko, yeah. So it feel good to be known for something good. But with Tabitha Brown, let me say this. Our words are powerful because about 3 years before that, I had said that I had a dream that I had lunch with Tabitha Brown and that I was going to, and that I forgot to take a picture. And she commented under that. And so my followers kept tagging. Then I would say, one day I'm going to collab with her. I would make posts like that and I would tag her. And then I remember taking a picture with her when she had her stuff in the, the store. I won't mention,
But it's all good.
but in the store.
You know what it
And,
is.
so,
RJ.
yeah. So, it's just neat that I said that,
Yep.
and then,
All the time, like you said. Come on.
So, yeah, so that worked, it's just neat how, 3 years before that, it ended up happening.
I love it. I love it, man. I can talk to you all day, bro.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, no problem.
And hold it down with us. And I'm glad that you're as cool in person as you are on the IG and on the Facebook and on the lives, man.
Yeah.
What's next for Yummo Bucko? Like, what do you got coming up next? Anything?
Well, I want to travel more.
Okay.
I'm getting back to being consistent
There we go.
so that I can grow on my other platforms because now that I started putting more on TikTok,
Right.
it's neat to have children tell me like, oh, I follow you on TikTok.
Yeah.
Or even at my godson's basketball practice, the kids coming up to me, they like 13, 12, maybe a little year older or younger, but it's just cool to be known. And like I said, it's just, this is another sign to post because I'm sitting here with you.
Right.
And if I had just stayed on Facebook, you may have seen me or you may not. Because
Right.
you saw me, I came up in your feed on
Sure did.
Instagram. So
Yeah.
thank you, Instagram.
Come on.
Hey, algorithm.
Algorithm is definitely algorithming
Yeah.
right about now.
Yeah.
So once again, we want to say good luck and congratulations on what you're doing now, but even better luck on what's going to happen for you in the future, man.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of great things. You're representing Virginia as well, not just your family. I mean, you're just doing so many great things right now. So we're looking forward to any brand deals, anything you got coming up. Just, hey, let us know what's going on. We'll support whatever product and stuff that you're pushing. We're going to make sure we go ahead and support you because we want to see you continue to keep shining, man.
Now, can I say this?
Go right ahead.
Can I mention a brand deal that I want? And then maybe we can always
Okay, go
note
right
this.
ahead. Let's manifest it.
I'm going to look right in this camera and I want to say Coca-Cola, you better sponsor me because I got people that were drinking another cola drinking you, and I think I'm the face for it.
Come on.
Like Tyrese said, always Coca-Cola.
I can see it now. You walking into a bus. We'll get HRT to sponsor. You get on the bus.
Yeah.
You got a favorite song? You got a song that you know by heart, a favorite song?
Let's see, favorite
We'll find
song.
one. We'll have you singing.
Oh, we could go back to Atlantic Star and I could sing to this can. I will love you so for always.
For always.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. We have. Get Spike Lee to direct this. Come on, man. What are we doing right now?
Yeah, get your.
Let's get them on the phone. Let's get them to direct this. Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
And have you do that video, and then you know what? Coca-Cola will be extremely happy.
Yes.
Just because I'm here while it's done on my platform, just get me a lifetime supply of root beer, A&W root beer, and I'll be all right.
Okay. Okay. That's funny. But yeah, I wanted to say it here. If I didn't know if you got with brands,
fine. No.
but like then you can say you said that on that radio station.
There we go.
And
There
then
we go.
2 weeks later you get a call.
There we see. Yeah. Yep, make it happen.
No.
I mean, Yummo, you see, we got no food over here. We got.
And he like food.
I know, bro.
He ain't got my favorite soda. I'm like, oh my gosh. I said we finna come in here and have some Caribbean food.
Caribbean food. I know, right? See, what had happened was
I just believe there's some in the refrigerator when we get off this interview, though.
See, the way my bank account set up,
Yeah.
I didn't know how many people was going to come. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I'll just go ahead and look out. But what I did look out for, I got some prizes for you. First of all, I want to say thank you for my
wristband.
My wristband.
Okay.
I'm a Bucko Buddy wristband. You see, look at it, official.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to make you official. So I got you and Corey. I got you some Vibe T-shirts.
Okay.
These are for you.
Okay.
The exclusive Vibe T-shirts.
Okay.
And for you because you be in some of these restaurants. And
did I close my eyes? Do I open that?
It'd be hot in there, okay? So I gotta say it.
Where the fans at? I do it. Where the fans at?
Brother. That's for
How you doing it? Hold on.
Oh, there we go. You'll learn how to bring it later on.
Oh, I got my.
It's on the ground. Yummo, Bucko.
Oh my God! When you did that, I just think about my goddaughter. Shout out to my goddaughter, Samaya. She would be turned up with this fan.
And it's a good fan, so
Yeah.
if you want to give it to her, it won't tear up on you.
Oh no! If you got another one, I think I want this.
Oh,
one.
okay, you got to pay $5.99.
Sorry. Yeah.
These fans ain't cheap.
No, I like it, though.
In now. I can't
That's
get them
cool.
China now. I don't know.
Oh, stop. That's funny.
This fan gonna be $800 a fan, though. But
funny.
once again, want to give you your flowers and say thank you for coming on by and thank you for being you and continue to keep being you. Keep God first.
Yes.
And keep doing these great videos, and we're going to continue to keep supporting you.
Yeah.
And anytime you want to come on back, please let me know.
Don't say that, you know.
I'm saying it.
I mean,
come on, we can do the
you let me do
hour, 2
yeah,
hour, 3 hour.
I mean,
we got some.
I can talk now.
You got an old soul in you, man. I think you mentioned Atlantic Star.
I
so
know.
We could throw some throwbacks on here.
Atlantic Star, and look, and I went to that tour right there.
Did you? Oh, was that
That
amazing?
That's one of the best concerts.
It sure was. He's talking about the queens of
Yes.
R&B. Let me tell you something.
And I want to meet Coco too. I seen her one time.
Did you?
Years ago at Chick-fil-A. It was for breast cancer thing. But
Okay.
like, if Coco watching, I want to go out to eat. I see you be in the town center. I'll be seeing you.
Yeah,
But yeah.
she lives out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And while she hangs out with you, you know what I'm saying? Lily.
Oh yes. Lily is funny.
Oh yeah. I forgot what I was looking at. Where that Lily at? Where that Lily Stop! I get in trouble. But once again, thank you so much for coming by. Like I said, the door is wide open for you, Corey, as well. I mean, come on through whenever you guys got something going on, or if you just want to text me, let me know so I can push it and let know to people. And we're going to continue to keep watching.
Make sure y'all follow me.
Yes, tell them. Yeah,
And
that's
turn-
amazing. Tell everybody what if they're not.
Follow me, Yummo Bucko. What's the how you find that? At YUMMOBUCKO. It's the same on all platforms. I made sure. That's another thing I'll tell you. If you get an idea, hurry up and get that name on all the platforms so you don't got to add no dot, no ones, and no twos. That
That dude be throwing people off.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Of course, anytime. Yummo Bucko, thank you for coming through on this Thursday with 100.5 The Vibe. Yummo,
Yes.
Bucko, come on.
Oh, see, look, I'm trying.
Yeah, we gonna work on the fan. We gonna work on the. The fan needs some work. Can't put boots on the ground and open up the fan, bro. Footwork.
Right.